Oh, Lord. Jabulani. I'm good. Every andanda point. Ine mwilan tumina tu. Shani. Ama messages. Please don't text me and say, how are you? I'm a very transparent person. Very, very transparent person. So, ngani ndwalanda miebadi onsa. I'm sick. So, ngapari utuntote mwefo kunjeba. We have straight to the point. So we are live on TikTok. I'm live on Facebook. And I need to get live on YouTube. It is power they want, using Edgar Lungu's body. It is not about his wishes. Can you imagine? This place is so hot. You know, you can just be pacing around in the house. You're just pacing around in the house. You sweat like you have been doing 15-kilometer run here kwana nikane munsha. Nomba munsha ule kota muri ilia 15 kilometer ule panga. Ubutuka idia na wambo muniko mkote munandwa kubutuka fimana nikane. Kubutuka fima long distances. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe it. I'm telling you. I'm sweating just because of pacing around. Where is the phone? That one. We use this one. So we are all good. My notes are here. Tonight I had to write the notes. I had to write down some notes. I had to scribble some notes quickly so that I can follow through these issues. Yeah. Na ikaba 20 hours yali kosa. Nabambi kuna vema so 20 hours ukubalelanda. Pedi ashiri yakwa ntwankane ilili neli ashiri. Ili aba Edgar Lungu on this story of Edgar Lungu. Yeah. So now here it is, first things first. You know, this whole story of Edgar Lungu and the burial, I said it from the onset and I've not shifted myself. I've not shifted. Immediately Edgar Lungu died, I warned that people will try to use this for their political advancement. I said this. Immediately Edgar Lungu died. The first thing I said, I warned people from using the funeral of Edgar Lungu for their political fortunes. Unfortunately, people being who they are, human beings being who they are, selfish as they are, they have shrouded all this issue into politics. This issue of Edgar Lungu has become nothing but a political contestation. It is nothing but a political contestation. And they are using Edgar Lungu's body to leverage on that. They want to appeal to people's emotions so that people can turn against Hakainde Hichilema and his government. This is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. Whichever you can come this way, that way, that way, that way. Bottom line, the whole object of this, everything that has been going on back and forth, what? You can bring up all the arguments. They all boil down to one thing. And that one thing is that these scrupulous people, they want power. They are desperate to get power from Hakainde Hichilema. They have found it difficult to get power from Hakainde Hichilema using the normal channels of politics or using the normal political activities of convincing people about what they are going to do, about how Hakainde Hichilema has failed, and what better ideas they have. They don't have. So now they are holding on to the body. They are holding on to the body. Let no one be cheated. Let no one think otherwise. There is nothing of Edgar Lungu's wishes here being respected. It is all about we have to get power. We have to use this body to get power. If this body is gone, some of these politicians who are talking, they are, they are parasitic to this body. They are parasitic to this body. Some of these politicians, they are simply parasites sucking the little political blood that is out, that is in Edgar Lungu. They are simply parasites. The number one parasite, the biggest parasite, is Makebi Zulu. Makebi Zulu is a political parasite sucking the little political blood that is in Edgar Lungu. Makebi Zulu is nothing but a political parasite sucking the little political blood that is in Edgar Lungu. All this, you will go this way, that way, that way. Everything is not making sense. It's not making sense. And all those who are supporting, if you have seen this issue of Edgar Lungu, why is it that it has become an opposition agenda? Why is it that all the opposition are on this side against the government? All those, including the frustrated individuals, some of these frustrated individuals like Linda Banks. Linda Banks, you are one of those frustrated individuals. And you are on this side supporting what really you would not support if it was not for your frustration, if it was not because of the frustrations that you have. You can pretend whatever. And this is the difference between most of you and myself. For me, I come out clearly. I even state my intentions. But most of you, you pretend. No, it is not about politics. See, no, I don't need a job in government. Whatever. Come on. If Elon Musk also wanted to work in government, though he was not getting paid, but Elon Musk was he did whatever he did to be part of government. And he was part of government. He was part of government. Being part of government is a privilege. We have rich people, with a lot of money. They go and get all the money that they have and they put in politics. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Nomba yo muntu wakwataka salary ka ukantwankane ka 500 pounds. Ero ambo kula bati yo ine amoke. Ba Beverly katushinga bakoropa munanikane mu shop. Me I'm okay. I'm not like you, Tayali. Hey, whatever. I'm a politician. Why do you compare yourself to me? Me, I'm a president of a political party. I'm a politician. So, of course, our sources of income are different. Our ways of making money are different. Even if Wakemba Muforo, they want to compare themselves to me. Hey, you should get a job. Whatever. Wimbo Muforo. You want to compare yourself to me. I'm a politician. Non-apologetic. I'm a politician. I registered a political party and I'm a president of a political party. So, even my way of income are different from you. You can't compare yourself to me. And thinking that, no, you are being naive. You are being naive. We are in different fields. In your field, you make your money. And me, I'm in my own field. And of course, you have been saying, hey, no, Daddy is talking like this. Hey, because of what? Because this is what happens when people lose an argument. When people lose an argument, they become personal. They become emotional. They start making wild allegations. They bring up unsubstantiated facts. Busy. No, Tayali, because UPND is giving him money. Because I watch all of these people. I watch. I make sure I go in their platforms and watch. UPND. Just eat the money. Where do you see UPND giving me money? Where do you see UPND giving me money? Can you substantiate that? Can you substantiate that to go to UPND, they are giving me money? If anything, I am complaining. Because, of course, as a politician, you survive by the goodwill and generosity of those who support you. So, me, I'm supporting my UPND. And, of course, there will be nothing wrong for UPND to support me. There will be nothing wrong. That is how politics work. But unfortunately, it is not what you say. Like I was saying, sometimes I come out to talk about my personal issues that I would not be bringing to social media. I bring them because I want an ordinary Zambian, an objective Zambian to understand to understand where I'm coming from. And not to think that I'm just motivated by whatever benefits that I'm having. No. Me, I'm that guy that even if there are benefits, I can frown upon those benefits. I can spit on those benefits and speak my mind. And this is what characterized me. This is what makes me who I am. I am not going to be a slave of anyone. I'm not going to be a slave of anyone because of money. Right now, my situation is totally different in terms of money compared to when I was supporting Edgar Lungu. It's totally different. I was basically on a salary. Here, I was on a salary, getting 2,500 every month when I was supporting Balungu. Every month I was getting, it was guaranteed $2,500. It was coming every month. And it was coming on the 15th. And apart from that, time and again, I would get like a $500. I would get, surely, in terms of, if you talk about money, I got more, I was better financed when I was supporting my PF. This is a fact. And you know, I'm a very transparent person and a person who keeps record. Trust me, even those of you who one pin and whatever, that's the record. That's the record. And I even keep the evidence. So even what I'm telling you here, I would go out there and bring you the evidence of how I was receiving money and who gave me and whatever I have, except that I would not come here and say this is the person that was giving me, this was the person. No. So those of you who were giving me, don't be scared to say, Tayali is going to review us. No, I will not. I will not. The only thing I can tell you is that me, I keep records. And I keep records because I don't know about tomorrow. One thing I don't know about tomorrow, but I also want to appreciate people. I want, when people help you, not 2000 you were at Shani, Maki class, Mr. Class, ZM, not 2,500 kwacha, $2,500. You want to mkwacha na karakona nikana, shilanda mkwacha in number, ndandama dollars. So I keep records. So in terms of really being looked after, I was better looked after when I was supporting the Alewere Rapo agenda. Because of course, later on, you remember, I said no. And our departure, I'm trying to tell you, my departure was when Edgar Lungu died and they started these mass nations. I said, no, I cannot be part of this. So when you talk about, no, they told me, if you don't support this agenda, we will cut. We will not help you. We will stop sending the money. And I said to hell. Even messages na rekwata na pama phone yapa. Ama messages na rekwata. Where they told me. And where they told me wa esta na varanda. And I didn't know. The one who was behind was Antoine Kane. They started saying no because all of us our money is connected to Lungu. So Esther now ever in charge. Because you are not supporting this, we are cutting. And when they said we are cutting, I had no one to help me. No one. And I said, my God, God is the one who looks after me. He will not neglect me. You can be with your money. I'm not going to agree with you in these things that you are doing, in this machination. So, Beverly Mwaiche, stop talking about what you cannot substantiate. Stop talking about what you cannot substantiate. I was telling you, Tandande Muchivemba, so that because Musewa Nyakuwa Pongosh, but I want to tell you, and I think fear, whatever, anyway, other issues. Telelo, before, Ushbari Luala, Uyunan sister Aqualwala, Ndefokuya. Inshakwa tenda la masha kushite ticket. Na rifiro kushite ticket. And I'm being specific on this one because you might think that I'm lying. I'm giving you, I'm speaking confidently. I want you to know. Because you might think I'm lying. If I had the money, if UPND was bankrolling me, would I fail to get 2 tickets for my daughter and my wife? If UPND was bankrolling me, by now, do you think I would have my wife here every day crying and making noise and what? Do you think I would do that? What kind of a person would I be? So, I speak from my conscience. And I want to say this, that even by UPND, if they were doing something that I don't agree on this one, or if they will do anything that I will not agree, I want to put it on record here. Filamulanda Tayali is not reliable. Yes. If by UPND will do something that I don't agree with, I will come here and I will say it. Because no matter what, God is the one that looks after me. And that's why somehow I don't suffer. Somehow I don't suffer. Yes, I would struggle with to afford the ticket, but really, a cup of tea, ninkwata, I'm able to go to a barber shop. I'm able even to drive, by the way. I'm even able to drive. So if my friend that, no, it's Yango. No, I don't do Yango. I can't work here. I can't work. I can't do any work here. In Malaysia, if you are a refugee, you are not entitled to work. You can't work. You can't work. But because of my daughter has to go to school, a vehicle was provided. They told me, no, you cannot be. We were using public transport, and they said, no. It is a security concern for you. You cannot be using a public transport. You cannot be using public transport. And the issue of the driver, when I came here, I had a driver. When I came here, I had a vehicle and a driver. But the issue, I'm a logbook. Mulea kuisa shanshani logbook. Mulea kuisa logbook. Unafo kia mkumona gero logbook. No. Taking kwanishe na sawe wanatawe. I will be managing with public transport. Because ulea kuisa unafo kia mkumona gero. Kulemba yo shanshani nenshita. The time that you leave. Oko waya walemba. Oh tuafikapa. Shanshani driver na ikarare kuroreda. Yes. But anyway, all I'm telling you is that somehow God helps me. Somehow God helps me. And so on these issues, even if by UPND, I am saying it because some of you are supporting me because you agree with me because I'm supporting UPND. If there is something that I don't agree with UPND, I will say it. I will say it. On this issue of Edgar Lungu, I walked away with a well-structured financial support. Well-structured financial support. Not to a pambari to raise Shan we are pitane, Shan, Navamunia be Navareran. Vamunia to Areran. Never mujere, Vamunia to Areran. Vamunia by Kedevamo Pontela Bantu Vamunankani. Vale Pontela Bantu Vamuchifungo. And yet, never Muchifungo Vale to Mama phone. To Alanda. So, it is not about that. And the issue is that why do you always say, no, Iwe you have been paid. Imanga Mulelanda, you haven't been paid. Imaba Beverly, Imani Mamulanda Fia, you are not paid. Imaba Linda Banks, Imwe you are not paid. Imwe you are not expecting anything. You don't want whatever. Nabambi. That's why Emmanuel Mwamba in Shumulandapo, because Emmanuel Mwamba, he has got a code of ethics that he does what he does, but you rarely hear Mwamba saying, Tayali has been paid. No, he doesn't. And he doesn't attack me. That's why I do spare Emmanuel Mwamba. Nangwale pangama propaganda. You don't hear me coming out here attacking Emmanuel Mwamba because, I mean, he does what he does. And not putting, he doesn't do that. No, by him. No, you are exposing. No, you are just being unfair to me because now you have compare ka $500. We will think, Tayali na kwa tendera matayali wala mpera ba UPND. Awe wufi. So that said, these people are after power. They want power. And by UPND, I'm telling you, don't drop the ball. By UPND, don't drop the ball. Bahaka in the Ichlema, don't drop the ball. You know, if intunga fiako kola, you may lose focus, you may lose track, and you make a mistake. Strategy, what do you call? Strategizers, they bank on time. Time is very important. When you want something, time is an investment. Time is an investment. Time is the biggest investment. If you can manage time, if you can hold on whatever you want and put in time, you will get the results. So this thing has dragged. This thing is dragging for a long time. UPND risk losing it. risk losing focus and they may drop the ball. I saw a statement where, I think it is News Diggers at Hakainde Hichilema is ready to let go, and they can do the funeral without Hakainde Hichilema. Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very careful. Why do these people insist? Why do these people insist on putting Hakainde Hichilema on holiday? Why do they insist on keeping Hakainde Hichilema on holiday? No, they are insisting because that is the wish of Edgar Lungu. We know Edgar Lungu. Are you telling me Edgar Lungu, when he was alive, the character of Edgar Lungu, do you think Edgar Lungu would have held on to this for all this long? Do you think Edgar Lungu would have been so adamant? We know Edgar Lungu. We know where we are coming from. In 2006, Edgar Lungu wanted to contest in Chawama. 2006. Actually, he had been wanting to contest for a long time. But significantly, in 2006, Edgar Lungu wanted to contest the Chawama seat. Vasata, Vaisa Muchinga, Vaisa Leta Valaka Chinga, Brenda Sinyangwe, I don't know, I can't remember that woman. Valava Reverend. Edgar Lungu was put aside. Edgar Lungu did not protest. If Edgar Lungu was that man who insists on something, Edgar Lungu would have stood as an independent. Because by that time, Edgar Lungu had garnered quite a good support in Chawama. But Edgar Lungu did not fight Vasat. He would have fought Vasat. He would have insisted to say, I'm going to stand as an opposition. He would have gone back to UPND. He didn't. Because Edgar Lungu, he was a compromising person. Edgar Lungu, when PF came into power in 2011, Edgar Lungu was not appointed full minister. He was appointed deputy minister under the office of the vice president, Vagai Scott. Whilst his contemporary, Avena Given Luvinda, Avena Chishimbaka Mwidi, they were appointed as full ministers. Edgar Lungu was appointed as a junior minister, deputy minister, not even deputy minister in the office of the vice president. Edgar Lungu did not protest. Edgar Lungu, later on, when Vasata was sick, he started appointing him as acting president. When Vasata died, when Vasata was dying outside Zambia, Edgar Lungu was the acting president. Edgar Lungu was having the instrument of power. It is Edgar Lungu who was having the instrument of power. And you know what that means. When you have the instrument of power, Edgar Lungu, imagine if those instruments of power were left to people like Bawinta Kabimba. Let's imagine that. Imagine if those power were left to a person like Bakambwidi. Imagine if those power were left to a person like Makebi Zulu. Imagine what they would have done upon hearing that Vananikane Vasatabafwa. Imagine what they would have done. But what did Edgar Lungu do? Vaya mkonkonsesha. Vamusa mwenye vaya. Vaya mkonkonsesha. To say, let go of power. You are not the one who's supposed to act. Hey, Chawana Shan, the constitution. What did Lungu do? He didn't even fight. He didn't even say a word. Immediately, he just gave them. And the following day, he was busy. Nakati jacket kagwekani. If you see Karaka interview, aka jacket kagwekani. Uyo, ayana mku kabakuna nikane. Iria at Blue Now. Blue Now Lodge. Afish of power. Afish of instrument of power. He never fought. Ayana mku kaba. I'm a journalist. Vaisa musanga. Mdala nishi. Buriko na umuso. No, let them get me. I don't care. Whatever. That was Edgar Lungu. That was Edgar Lungu. On a number of issues, Edgar Lungu was never hard tight. He was never. That was Edgar Lungu. So now imagine Pamfwa over a thing like this. What would have Edgar Lungu done? Edgar Lungu would have easily given up. But these people, they are fighting. They are not fighting for Edgar Lungu. They are not fighting for Edgar Lungu. They are fighting for themselves. They are fighting for themselves. They know by themselves they can't get power from Hakainde Hichilema. They can't. So they have to use the body. They are using the body. I have seen a number of people making comments, including this journalist from a Zimbabwean journalist is making a number of comments. I've seen innocent people, political people. They are saying, let Hakainde Hichilema just let go. Why can't Hakainde Hichilema just let go? Let him just let go. Let him just let go. Hey, let him just let go. Let them whatever. I am telling you and I'm challenging you. If tomorrow HH says, I'm not going to be part of it, go ahead. I can swear to you. Va Esther na Makebi Zulu, we will not bring the body. I can tell you that even if Hakainde Hichilema says, Nafireka, go ahead. I'm not going to be part of it. I'm telling you, they will not bring the body. Because they know bringing the body will collapse whatever intentions that they have. It will collapse. They will definitely not bring the body. Makebi Zulu said, if only Hakainde Hichilema says, I'm not going to be part of it, we will bring the body even tomorrow. Even if Hakainde Hichilema said that, which of course to me, I wouldn't advise. For me, I wouldn't. Why? Because these people, they are after power. Who knows what is it that they want? Why do they want to put Hakainde Hichilema on suspension on that particular day? Why? And maybe if I can offer a compromise, I would say, if that has to happen, let all of them also stay away. Let Vena Makebi Zulu, Vena Given Luvinda, all these political figures, all these presidential aspirants, let them stay away. Let the whole thing be conducted by church people. By church people, and the church people, not those who are on, who we know, Kada church people, like Archbishop Banda. No. Let those, neutral, let them be the ones to do that. All these political figures, these big political figures, let them stay away. If that has to be the case, let Makebi Zulu stay away. Then can Given Luminda stay away, Kambwili stay away, Banan Yuko stay away, Banan, our some politician. Let them be away. Because this is about power. This is about politics. It is a political contestation. This is what it is. Now, if we can run through the events, because me, I speak with facts. I run through the facts. Not if you are kutontonkanya muntu mwandi. Number one, when Edgar Lungu died, there were allegations. We cannot dispute. No one is going to dispute on this one. Allegations were there. Of course, now they are refusing to say no one made the allegations, including Makebi Zulu is refusing. He is refusing. But Makebi Zulu, he made subliminal allegations as well. Makebi Zulu made subliminal allegations. subtle allegations. Of course, he was careful because he's a lawyer. He couldn't speak like Nakachinda. But even Nakachinda, when he was talking, he said the family. Nakachinda was quoting the family. Nakachinda was not saying, this is my thinking. Nakachinda was quoting the family. Nakachinda was quoting the family. Because, I need to, let me play that. Let me play that in Twankan. Where is it? Nakachinda was quoting the family. Yeah. Nakachinda was quoting the family. I want to play it. I'll run through the events up to where we are and why I'm saying what I'm saying. This issue of Edgar Lungu, certificate. There and there. I'm not.
May I insist it should take place is fact
that there could have been a poisoning that led to the former president's death.
I think looking at the fact that among the procedures the family are insisting should take place is basically to establish the cause of death, through.
Have you seen? Among the issues that the family is insisting is that, they determine the cause of death. And listen.
Postmortem or indeed any of such procedures, but independent,
And you see, he has mentioned, he has said, a procedure, a postmortem be done. And he said what the family are insisting on. What the family are insisting on. But Ninji Shiva, some of you want to say, no, but Nakachinda is not part of the family. Did the family dispute? The family never disputed. Why didn't the family dispute? Why didn't the family, if the family, because Nakachinda here is speaking on behalf of the family. And if the family did not agree, why didn't they dispute?
Specialists, basically, it speaks to the fact that there could be concerns that have been raised by the family.
By the family.
As Patriotic Front and TOS Alliance, we stand with the family on that. Because I think good closure will require that all questions the family may have may need answers.
Yeah.
And we're also interested
allow me to step in in the interest of time here, because I need to get as much done as possible, if you'll allow me. The concerns by the family that his death may not have just been an illness, but as a result of poisoning, where would those have stemmed from?
I may not have all the answers to that effect, but look, I was just indicated to you that personally, I interacted with him on Thursday last week, and he was even indicating, "Are you able to come this weekend so that we can be able to provide guidance over some of the activities that are taking place home, where by-elections and so on?" Then I told him it may not be easy, it may not be possible this weekend, possibly next week, because I also had some court matters I needed to attend to. Then he says, "Okay, I have a small procedure I need to to be subjected to, and then possibly by the time you are coming on Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be back home." Boom, the situation is totally different. We may not have all the answers today, but I think the family is justified to start
the family
questions to say how
is justified.
We, have this situation, all the speculations and all these things, put to rest.
So there you are. There you are. Nakachinda was not speaking for himself. Nakachinda was actually saying, this is what the family is saying. This is what the family is saying. And when you also follow Makebi Zulu also in his stories, in his Edgar Lungu stories, he was also insinuating that there could be foul play here. He was also insinuating the same. So you cannot run away now. You cannot turn around now to say, no, there was no foul play. Of course, the video of of Canisius Banda. That's why, you know, what you said today, you need to be very careful because it will be used tomorrow. Yes, Canisius Banda. Canisius Banda also, alleged that, you know, there is something here. And Canisius Banda was very straight. He himself even said, we need a forensic post-mortem. We need a forensic post-mortem, not a clinical, a forensic post-mortem. That's what he says. So today, you want to turn around and say, no, there were no allegations. We have established they were allegations. And this evidence is there. You can refuse whatever, they were allegations. Now, these allegations, they were on a person of high prominence, a former head of state. How can you make allegations on a former head of state and expect the issue to just go as a by the way? Besides that, there is an issue of diplomacy. Another country is involved. This person died in another country. So you are making allegations. The moment you make allegations, honestly, are you telling me that that government, the South African government, will just ignore that? Are you telling me the authorities in that country will just let go? We know that Nakachinda was actually, they wanted to talk to Nakachinda. We know that. They brought these things, they were saying it. We know that Nakachinda was actually being sought. They wanted to interview him. We know that the family members, they wanted to interview them on this matter. So how can you refuse that the South African government has not been investigating this matter? As I'm speaking, there is also an inquest that is currently going on. There is an inquest that is currently going on, looking into the death of Edgar Chagwalungu. So, unless you are corrupt in your head, you will refuse to say no, there were no such allegations. But the facts speaks for themselves. Allegations were there. And the South African authorities have been investigating this matter. They have been investigating this matter. And of course, in that investigation, the South African government, and I'm talking about the police here, they have been wanting to access the body. They have been wanting to access the body. They have been wanting to access the body, including the Zambian government. The Zambian government, for them, it was an issue of identity. It was an issue of identity and confirmation. Is it really Lungu who is dead or somebody else? Before we announce, that's why you saw Hakainde Hichilema being hesitant to announce. Hakainde Hichilema was hesitant. He couldn't come out on TV and confidently say Edgar Lungu has passed on. He couldn't. And you turned around, you opposition, you turned around and started accusing Hakainde Hichilema to say, Hakainde Hichilema, took time not to announce, government, whatever. How could Hakainde Hichilema, as a president, come out and face the people to say Edgar Lungu is dead when there is no confirmation? Because they hit the body. They hit the body. And they brought in the court issues. They hit the body. They locked the body using the courts. The South African government have been investigating this matter. They wanted to access the body. They couldn't access the body because of the court injunction. A number of times they went to that mortuary. They wanted to access the body. They couldn't access the body. And you people, you brought in your superstition. Hey, no, they want to access the body. Hey, they want to, send the fishimba. Hey, whatever. You were celebrating that they are failing to access the body. But you cannot refuse that you told us that some police officers went there. You told us that some government officers went there. You told us this. The Zambian government wanted to confirm. The South African government wanted to investigate. But they couldn't, because of the court injunctions. And they respected those court injunctions. 18th August comes, we have a judgment to say, take the body. They appealed. Again, locked up the body. Nobody could access the body. The body was hidden from the Zambian government, from the South African government. Then came 30th March, the case in the Supreme Court collapsed. The case in the Supreme Court collapsed. It collapsed. Makebi Zulu has been lying to you. At the moment, there is no case active in the South African Supreme Court. There is no case that is active in the South African court. There is no case that is active in the South African Supreme Court relating to Edgar Lungu. What is there is an application for leave that the case can, not for leave, to reactivate the case. At the moment, the Supreme Court, they have been asked to say, can you reactivate the case? The case collapsed. And now they have been asked to say, can you please bring up the case? That is what is there. The case collapsed. The case collapsed. And when it collapsed, it meant that all those impediments that were on the body, all those injunctions that were on the body, that the body cannot be accessed, the body cannot be repatriated, according to the judgment, were lifted. The Zambian government was free to repatriate that body to Zambia. They were free. And that is why even the two at the two mountain mortuary, that is why they released the body. They released the body because the case had collapsed. The South African government had interest. What was their interest? The investigations. Investigations which were started by your allegations. The Zambian government wanted to repatriate the body. But of course, the Zambian government could not repatriate the body. Why? Because the South African government wanted to exhaust their investigations. They wanted to exhaust their investigations. So when the body was released, yes, it was released, but to the Zambian government and the South African government. And this is why you are seeing, no, somebody from the embassy signed, somebody from the police signed. Yes, because it was under investigations. And the statement that came from Bakavesha, I want to read the statement because you are alleging contradiction. You are deliberately twisting the statement from Bakavesha. When Bakavesha was very specific, very clear on the circumstances. I'm going to read what Bakavesha said when the body was released. I'm going to read. Where is that now? I'm going to read what Bakavesha wrote. This was the statement that came from Bakavesha when the body was released. You are saying it is contradictory. You are just, Ngania Manu Mwambai is really, no, whatever, but okay. I mean, he's doing his propaganda. Emmanuel Mwamba is doing his propaganda. But, Imwe, it is up to you to either to eat this propaganda or not. And I'm trying to help you see the propaganda and take the truth. This is a statement. Attorney General Mulilo Kavesha says the High Court in Pretoria has formally transferred the mortal remains of the 6th President Edgar Lungu to the Zambian government. They have formally transferred the mortal remains, transferred not physically, meaning on paper, they have said, fine, the case in the Supreme Court has collapsed. So now you are free. You can get the body. At the Zambian government, you can get the body, you can go and bury. But the South African government is saying, no, we want to do investigations. But anyway, I'm reading the statement here about Kabesha. Mr. Kabesha says the transfer of the mortal remains happened yesterday, April 22nd, 2026. Now, this is the court. It is not that now the court yali mayawapera body. It is on paper. On paper. He says the development follows the former president's family inability to proceed with their case before the South African Supreme Court of Appeal. They failed. The case collapsed. So Bakabesha is saying they released the body because the family has failed to proceed with the case in the Supreme Court. The case has collapsed. Mr. Kabesha says the mortal remains of the former president have since, listen. This statement, read it. Don't let people cheat you. Read it. He says, Mr. Kabesha says the mortal remains of the former president have since been relocated from Two Mountains Burial Services Limited to a facility managed by the South African government. That is a statement of Bakabesha. That is a statement of Bakabesha. That is a statement. You read it, find it and read it. Mr. Kabesha, I will repeat. Mr. Kabesha says the mortal remains of the former president have since been physically relocated from Two Mountains Burial Services Limited to a facility managed by the South African government. Where is Bakabesha saying the mortal remains were in the hands of the Zambian government? Because Bakabesha said it here. They have been transferred to a facility controlled by the South African government. Okay? And then the statement goes in on the 8th August, the ruling, whatever. It gives a background. So at no point did Bakabesha say the Zambian government has the body. Bakabesha clearly said the body has been relocated to a facility controlled by the South African government. And we have now come to learn that it is a forensic mortuary for the South African government, where they take the bodies that are under investigation. This is where they took it. They didn't take it to whatever facility. They took it to a facility where investigations are done. That is where they took it. That is where they took it. They didn't take it. They didn't give it to the Zambian government. And of course, they took it there so that they can continue with the investigations, which of course, when a person dies, postmortem is number one. Postmortem is number one. When there is an allegation, the first thing is postmortem. Did this person really die of natural causes, or was there foul play? And that is why they conducted a postmortem. The South African government, not the Zambian government. But we were seeing headlines by these Chongololo media. These Chongololo media, these people who are supporting Malukula, these people who want Hakainde Hichilema to go out of power, these opposition media, they were carrying headline, Zambian government conducts postmortem on the body of Edgar Chagwalungu. Is it the Zambian government that conducted that postmortem? Not at all. Not at all. It is not the Zambian government that conducted the postmortem. It is not the Zambian government that is investigating. The Zambian government has no jurisdiction to conduct an investigation in South Africa. It can only be conducted by the South African authorities. And it is the South African authorities who have been investigating based on the allegations that you very people started. You very people started. No, the family never said it. Nakachinda was speaking for the family. Why didn't the family refuse to say, no, it's not us? It's not us. So the South African government were conducting an investigation. And you are saying, no, there are no authority, there is no authority, whatever. Which authority do you want Bakapokola to have to conduct an investigation? No, there was no family member. Which family member? When they are the ones that are making allegations. And in a death, anyone is a suspect. Anyone is a suspect. These are the people that took him to wherever they took him. They put him there under a different name and whatever. These are suspects. These are suspects. Everyone is a suspect. In a death like this one, everyone is a suspect. So why are you insisting on the family? The police did not need the family. Hey, no, the court order, like I was arguing with somebody, no, the court order did not say they should do a postmortem. Do the police need a court order to do investigations? They don't need a court order. They don't need a court order. The essence is allegations were made, and the South African government, they are right to investigate because this is a high-profile person, and they want to make sure that by the time the body is leaving, everything has been done. Everything has been done. That is why they are doing what they are doing. So the South African government is right to conduct that investigation. Postmortem is a primary activity when an investigation is being done on somebody that is suspected to have died out of foul play. This is why the postmortem was done. Not how we shan. If you you are playing on the naivety of people. You are playing with the minds of Zambians because you know uwanga bala busumina. Uwanga ngamalumbulo uwanga balambo kutina, balambo kutasuspecti. That's what you are doing. The fact is, ni bakapokolava. Bakapokola ngabale chita investigate. Bala le pulo body, bala le pula. They have to do a postmortem. They have to do a postmortem. Not if you mulesa ba idefia wanga. Tapadi nefia wanga pa. Tapadi nefia wuloshi. All is there is an investigation. You made an allegation and the police are there to investigate. And part of the processes is to conduct a postmortem. And but the order did not talk about that. The police don't need an order when they are doing an investigation. No, but they told them to bring back the body. They were being clever because they have been wanting to access this body for 9 months and they have failed. Now they have the body. They said, hey, quickly, let's do the postmortem before we take back the body so that we can have answers. So that we can have answers, we can advance. This case has stalled because we couldn't access the body. So the police were being proactive because the police have been wanting to access the body. They have been failing. So even when they are told, take back the body, they said, no, quickly, let's do the postmortem quickly so that we can move. There is an inquest going on right now. There is an inquest going on in South Africa. They have to do that so that they can have answers. And that's why they did the postmortem. The Zambian government is not involved in this. The Zambian government is not involved in this. The investigation is for the South African government. And they are right. They are right to do that. You claimed that Edgar Lungu died out of foul play in South Africa. The South African government cannot just let go. They have to do this investigation. So, and the police, the government announced, and what they announced, they didn't say, we have the body. They said it went to the mortuary, here was South Africa. The body was not handed to the Zambian government. Muminwat, send them, No. was on paper, but physically, the South African government handled that. They got the body and took it to a forensic mortuary. That's what happened. Then, but now, you people, now let me come to the propaganda. These are the facts. You cannot argue with them. Tapari apana la Islama online. These are the facts. Now, what is the propaganda? When this happened, instead of Mulandati, case in Supreme Court has collapsed. You see, these people, instead of Mulandati, case in Supreme Court has collapsed. Now, we have failed to substantiate our grounds of appeal. What did they do? They said the body has been stolen by government. That's what they said. That is what they said. You see, I'm telling you, I'm trying to open your eyes that it is propaganda that they have been doing. Instead of saying, no, the case collapsed in Supreme Court, they didn't tell you that. Instead, they said the body has been stolen by government. You see? Trying to incense people. Trying to incense people against who? Against Hakainde Hichilema. Why? Because they want Hakainde Hichilema to fall. They want Hakainde Hichilema to fall. It is about power. And it is about making the Zambian government look bad in the eyes of Zambians and the world at large. They were going around, the body has been stolen, the body is missing. Yeah. The body is missing. They were carrying headlines. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you with your biased media. Shame on you with your fake media. Because you cover lies. You lie. You connive. You conspire with these ruthless people. These uncouth people who keeps a body for their political advancement. And you are conniving with them. You are conniving with them. All of you who were running those headlines, the body is missing, the body is missing. The body was not missing. The body was duly released because the case collapsed in the Supreme Court. And yet you are pretending that the body is missing. You are accusing the Zambian government that the Zambian government has stolen the body. Shame on you. Afterwards, when Vakabesha issued the statement, you quickly, Makebi came in quickly now, got a court order. When they got the court order, what were you saying? You were saying, no, the court has told them to bring back the body. The court has told them, the Supreme Court has told them. Now, Makebi Zulu was saying that. Makebi Zulu was purporting that he got an order from the Supreme Court. That no, the matter is still in court. The matter is still in court. And the court has told them to bring back the body. And they have been told why, they have been questioned why they shouldn't be cited for contempt. The case had collapsed. And Makebi Zulu did not get that injunction from the Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court could not give an injunction over a matter that was not before them. It is the High Court. Makebi Zulu went to the High Court, to another court. That is where he got an injunction. Well, that is where he got an injunction, an ex parte injunction. An ex parte injunction. An ex parte injunction. What this injunction means, what this order means. You see, orders are gotten in this way. If, for example, myself, I hear that my house in Zambia, somebody wants to sell it. Somebody wants to sell my house in Zambia, for example. I'm just giving an example. If somebody wants to sell my house in Zambia, I can instruct my lawyer to say, quickly, get an injunction and tell the court not to sell so that my house is not sold. My lawyer will go before a judge and argue and say, there is somebody who wants to sell Mr. Tayali's house. And Mr. Tayali is saying, no, he doesn't owe this person any money. He doesn't owe this person any money. So please stop this person from selling the house. The court, if you show, what all you need to show is that, yes, it is your house. Okay? And you have to show that, yes, there is somebody who wants to sell the house. Just these two. Just these two. You simply have to show that it is your house. And then you have to show the evidence that, yes, there is somebody who wants to sell the house. And based on that, the court will issue an order to say the house should not be sold. Not that there was the other person will be called. No. It is simply evidence to show. So what Makebi Zulu did, Makebi Zulu went to court with the order where the body was released, okay, to say the body has been released, because they were told that the body has been released. So they went with the evidence to say the body has been released. And the other evidence that he brought the evidence of court documents to say there is this matter in the Supreme Court. He didn't tell the court to say the matter in the Supreme Court has collapsed. All he showed documents. He showed documents of the body being released, and he showed documents of the matter which is in court. But he didn't tell them that the case had collapsed. Based on that, they were given an injunction. They were given an injunction. And that is when they said on 21st May, it is a return date where now the Zambian government, we will respond, the Zambian government and the South African government, all those that he sued. They cited the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Internal whatever. They cited it. So all those people now, they will respond. They were not there when Makebi's lawyers were getting that injunction. They were not there. So they got an injunction to say, take back the body. Take back the body. That is the injunction. In the High Court, not in the Supreme Court. But the propaganda that has been going on is that the injunction was from the Supreme Court. The injunction creating an impression that the case had not collapsed. That the case is still in the Supreme Court. And yet, the case was not in the Supreme Court. The case is not in the Supreme Court. Even as I'm talking, the case is not in the Supreme Court. What is in the Supreme Court are the documents of Makebi Zulu pleading with the Supreme Court to say, please, reinstate my case. Bring back my case. The case has collapsed. That is what is there. The injunction is in the High Court, another court, which doesn't know about the collapse in the Supreme Court. They don't know. Because Makebi Zulu didn't tell them. So, what you should be expecting is a ruling from this High Court. Because now, the South African government and the Zambian government, they will explain to say, we got the body because these people failed to prosecute their case. That is what they will be saying. And then, on the Supreme Court will have to rule whether they will bring back that case to be active so that the appeal can continue or not. But in terms of how the body was handled, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. Whatever they are telling you are lies. The truth of the matter is this: the case collapsed. The body was released. The South African government were investigating. They took the body. Before the Zambian government could repatriate it, the Zambian government could not repatriate the body without the South African government concluding on their investigations. These are the facts. Now, Zambian government has done the postmortem. Zambian government never did a postmortem. They never did. No, they are missing body parts. There are no body parts which are missing. There are no body parts which are missing. Woof. No, if you are wanga, those are imaginations of your minds. Uwanga, they are imaginations of your mind. Uwanga, they are imaginations of your mind. I don't believe in that crap. I don't believe in that crap. They are imaginations of your mind. So I cannot argue with you on that. Me, I can only argue on the facts. And from my perspective, the facts is that this body was subjected to forensic autopsy because of the investigations. That is what I'm going to argue from. The body was released because the case collapsed in the Supreme Court. The injunction which is there is not from the Supreme Court. And it could not come from the Supreme Court because there is no case in the Supreme Court. What is in the Supreme Court is an application to reactivate the case in the Supreme Court. These are facts. Body parts, no body parts were missing. If you are wanga, fear with you. And then, Bakabesha now issued a statement. Bakabesha issued a second statement now. After Mwambo that, the body. Bakabesha issued a statement yesterday. He issued a statement. And this is the statement that he issued now. And remember, I read the first statement. Now I'm reading the second statement. Here, Bakabesha. Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha says the remains of former President Edgar Lungu have at no point been in the physical custody of the Zambian government. This is the first paragraph. At no point was the body of Edgar Chagwa-Lungu in the physical custody of the Zambian government. And this is what he said in the earlier statement. Bakabesha said the body has been relocated from 2 mountains, whatever services, to a facility controlled by the South African government. And here he's saying the Zambian government has never had a physical custody of it. So where is the contradiction? Where is the contradiction? Where is the contradiction? You are Linda Banks, Ulalandet Sungu, Noksambira wali Sambira. Where is the contradiction in the first statement and the second statement? Where is the contradiction? In the first statement, Bakabesha is saying the body has been relocated from 2 mountain whatever to a facility controlled by the South African government. And here he's saying the Zambian government has never been in physical custody of the body. Where is the contradiction? Where is the contradiction? Yesterday you were all busy. Contradicting. Within 24 hours, they are contradicting. Where is the contradiction? Uvukoppo, na mwabene walinda banks kadishina for mufunda ubine mufunda. Pantu ukopo. Where is the statement? I think what has Kabesha done in this instance? What has Kabesha done? What has Kabesha done? Ubukopo. Big time. Mwamba is twisting things. Mwamba is a spin doctor. He's a spin doctor. He wants to change things and whatever. Hey, Zambian government. Hey, Kabesha. Munatekanya. Kuti mwarekana lande fingi. Maire mukalanda tiyota yala tukana. Munatekanya. Mwanyane fifuba. Hey. Fish mulesa vibe. Where is the contradiction? Muve fifuba nga bali abakanga abocha marashi. Allah. But anyway, all these things that these people are talking about, all this, it is all about power. They want power. And this is why you have seen all the media that is against the UPND. They have converged on this issue. They are busy analyzing shani lerona chimona pali kalakana nikane na waleta pona banani atu banani Keris kaunda na waleta bonse kirikiti bonse they are converging on this one vamundivira navo vapanga na press conference vamundivira navo avo and yet ni va lawyer vamundivira be on your own iwe mundivira. I know the guy. That guy is intelligent. I know his mind. But ulekonkerera vakada file mwanesa waida parta file panga na sensi mundu bilenga waikala. I know mundu bilenga waikala in his mind and in his heart. Mundu bilenga knows that if you have power chief and mundu bilenga knows this will not give them power. They want to get power using the body of Edgar Chagwalungu. It is not about Edgar Lungu, it's about getting power. And Esther is playing to all this because Esther now wants to be free from her court cases. Especially the case here annex, because that case is very bad. That's for sure. That case here annex is a bad case. And she's intelligent. Esther is very intelligent. She knows that that case is very bad. She knows that that case can take her to jail. She knows. So she wants to be free. And Makebi Zulu, it is not about what being a spokesperson, being a lawyer. No. Makebi Zulu wants to be president. When I said it, when I told you before, Mwale cannot know, Makebi Zulu hasn't said he wants to be president. Makebi Zulu hasn't said he wants to be president. Now Makebi Zulu has come out clearly, he wants to be president. Surely, is this a person that you can trust to say he is advancing Edgar Lungu's wishes? Can you be so naive to really think that this Makebi Zulu, this Marukula, is advancing the wishes of Edgar Chagwalungu? Even you can't see that Makebi Zulu is using this board to advance his political mileage. But Esther is hoping that, with this body, we can manage to bring down Hakainde Hichilema. Once we bring Hakainde Hichilema, then I'm free. This is all what is there. This is all what is there. All of you have been saying, let Hakainde Hichilema just stay away. I mean, I'm sorry, you are being naive. And I do understand. But surely, even if you take a different scenario, palichiriro panganda, ero muntu mbya isa yabati awe, inesha isekoko, kano mwine wanganda, akano kufumapo, rival. Walishi watu, uyu muntu alafu wa yumu kashuove. Walishi watu uyu muntu alafu wa yumu kashuove. Ero ayewati, ineko kunganda nisha iseko. Kuchiriro nisha iseko. Kano umwine wanganda, afumepo. Let's just imagine. I mean, if I could use this, and very good, not very good, but if you feel Ichiriro church tika munganda mumwandi. Elo ex wawa kashivandi. Ale vatawe ine kuchiriro kosha iseko. Pantu Chilufya ekwadi. Tayari ngafu mako elo na alaisa. Mwachimwene kuisa hivi. Mwachimwene kuisa. Umuntu ulefua power. Umuntu olefua power. Ero imumle vati yo. Awe Hakainde Hichilema asumi nefye. Umuntu ulefua power. Eo mlefua ati. Ake minine. Ake minine pa dice palia. God of honor ile chitantuan kan. Do you know what can happen? If you don't play around. Power, you don't mess around. A lot of things have happened. You just don't know. Anything is possible. Don't take chance. And when it comes to state issues, don't take chance. Don't take chance with state powers. You don't take chance with state powers. You don't experiment with state powers. You don't. Experiment fimbiuko muli CDF yenu mukale chitoko kide kutimule chitama ama experiment. You can experiment pali CDF, pali finish. You can experiment. But when it comes to executive powers, don't compromise. And all those of you who are saying Hakainde Hichilema should compromise, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what statecraft is. You don't know. And especially in this instance, where we clearly know that the people who are asking the president to stay away are interested in power. Is it reasonable in your minds that Hakainde Hichilema should stay away and leave his enemies to be superintending on the guard of honor, mounted by the 1st Battalion? Do you think it is correct? Eh? You are taking things naively. You are taking things simplistic. No. You think you are being, you think you are resolving issue. You are being wise. No, I've seen some church leaders saying this. Some church leaders, no, Hakainde Hichilema, let him just stay. Honestly, even in a church, kulawama ku church, I'm coming from the church. I know what happens. Muchurch. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. Muchurch. People fight for positions. Umuntu alipanga church. Somebody else comes in and claiming the church. No, I'm the bishop now. I'm the whatever. These things happen even in church. Now, what about in politics? Eh? Why do you want to make it so easy for Hakainde Hichilema to step aside, to allow his enemies, his political enemies, to be the one to be standing there? Why do you want to look at this so simplistic? Why? When you clearly have seen the intentions of these people, when you can clearly see how adamant they have been, people who can go to an extent of keeping Chitumbi for 10 months, are these people you can trust? That Hakainde Hichilema should stay away and let them conduct whatever the state funeral. Are you being real? Are you being reasonable? Are you thinking deeply? I want you to reflect on this. Because it is, you can't, I just can't understand. I can't understand. You have seen how many people have risen, how many people are rallying behind this Makebizulu, all those who are frustrated. People who are frustrated, people who are not happy with UPND, people who want to see Hakainde Hichilema. These are the people who are behind all this nonsense. And these are the people you are saying, no, Hakainde Hichilema should just compromise. And that journalist from Zimbabwe is saying Hakainde Hichilema should have whatever. Mwirangala na power. Don't play with power. And don't experiment with power. Don't take chances with power. Don't take, in a spur of a moment, things can turn around in Zambia. So, especially when you have such desperate people, you can't trust them. So the Zambian government should not lose focus. I'm glad that they have been following the due process. Let this due process go on. No, they should just allow the family to bury the body in South Africa. The family does not want to bury the body in South Africa. The family wants to deposit the body in South Africa until Hakainde Hichilema loses power. It is about power. They will not bring the body of Edgar Lungu in Zambia as long as Hakainde Hichilema is in power. It is not about burying. They don't want to bury in South Africa. What they want is power. But if they bury, Edgar Lungu, it means Nish Papua. If they bury Edgar Lungu in Zambia, Nish Papua. Imagine we bury, once we bury Edgar Lungu in Zambia, who is going to be talking about it? Twalikwe tempalume, avenewene, va politician, va mankangala, ava kamamo na menshi, va politician, ava kutinga lelanda, mwaumfano kumfati, kuliuma umo lelando. Va alifua, tapani no lelanda, po EPF mulelanda, po you're talking about PF today. the man who started PF, the man who brought PF into power, Michael Chilufya Tayali, is dead. And today no one is even talking about it. Today no one is even talking about Sata. He's gone. The first lady, Dr. Kaseva, she was a powerful woman. She was a powerful woman. Today, who even looks at Kaseva? Nangubala ipitila, who looks at her? Fiance finaveshwa, vaesta naveshwa. Na wamene vaesta once twashika valungu mu Zambia, ni nchichapo vaesta tapali chavo. Makembi Zulu. Where is the political life of Makembi Zulu without Ichitumbi? Where is the political life of Makembi Zulu without the body? What can you talk about Makembi Zulu in terms of politics without the body? Makembi Zulu is on a political oxygen being supplied by Ichitumbi. Ichitumbi chava lungu, it is a cylinder of political oxygen to Makembi Zulu. The moment you disconnect it, that's it. That's it. These other politicians, like Avena Kalava, they have nothing to talk about. The only thing that they can talk about, Chitumbi. Vafred Membe, the only thing that they can talk about, Chitumbi. That is the only agenda ingawapanga relevant. What can Vafred Membe talk about which will make him relevant? Tell me. What will Vafred Membe? Now Vafred Membe show up. Beba ushikwati. Lelo 20 hours, I'm going to be talking. Who is going to watch him? Vafred Membe. But if Vafred Membe says, tonight I'm going to talk about Edgar Lungu's body, you will see people want to watch. Makembi Zulu, when he goes live, people are following. People want to watch. It is about Ichitumbi. That's all. That's all. Ngamafumyapo Ichitumbi, tuashika so, tuashika. Nga tuashika Edgar Lungu, Muzambia tuashika. Makembi Zulu goes live. Makembi Zulu will not even have 100 people watching him. You follow Makembi Zulu, you listen to Makembi Zulu because of Ichitumbi. Nothing else. Nothing else. So, Ichitumbi, and there is no, this is Bemba Ndelanda. The body is the political lifeline of these people. These are political parasites feeding on Ichitumbi chava lungu. Chari for but vekadi de febale onkafi. Vekadi de vale onkafi. Idio Balungu, when Balungu was alive, they were sucking him. They were sucking him. That's why they kept Balungu there. That's why they kept Balungu. That's why they couldn't remove Balungu from registrar of societies. Because they were sucking. People failed to stand on their own. I'm getting disappointed that even if Amundubile is failing to stand on his own. I told you even before Balungu Tabaraf, I said it. Come on, establish yourselves. Brand yourselves. You cannot keep on holding on kuchitumbi. It is power you want. Even if he says, okay, I'm not going to be part of it, I'm telling you, they will not bring the body. Vaesta will not come because she knows if she comes, nimuchive. Just that, I wouldn't want to say, muwesheko, but even if you were to announce it, Vaesta tawakise, Makembi Zulu will not agree because Valetina, even Kuma Kochuku, they are just buying time. They were really hoping that Ichitumbi will miraculously install them into power. Akaka kabeva dikararanu nukulanda. Edgar Lungu will put us in power. Where? Wala. Edgar Lungu alifwa. Edgar Lungu will not put you in power. Edgar Lungu will not put you in power no matter how much you try. Edgar Lungu will not put you in power. Haka Inde Ichilema is going to win this election and he's going to bounce back. No, alapena. Mwaleranda tikatushira date mwarandile. By 30 shan nishaka Inde Ichilema pena uyo opwachili. Haka Inde Ichilema mulwele. Haka Inde Ichilema ale futikira uyo. Lero katushinga chibani kwisa kulio kwachia. Ale pitana. Ali ngwa. Of course. All of us at some point we will die. We will all die. But that is by the grace of God. We survive by the grace of God. Not Chitumbi. Hakainda ichile mataka wale because of Chitumbi. Hakainda ichile mataka for because of Chitumbi. And most of you, hakainda ichile will not lose power because of Chitumbi. You can call in now. I've exhausted my points. It's about power. It's about power. I'm a propaganda. Yeah, now it's my phone line. I've opened phone line. You can call him. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, tubwana.
Yeah.
Nawe tikumbira ngambira. Otherwise you are speaking very well. You know, these guys, they are just making us like, they think we are fools, you know. We went through a lot when they were in power. Today, at least the man is working, the president, very calm. Ngati kuli muntu anazonsidwa pasiku pano, especially Mzambia, sakainde ichilema. You know, uja muntu anapulumuka pona kumfuti so kuchokera pamalata pamwamba. But Balungu, I never saw that. Balungu was very free, moving around, running around. Sinamberekwa to Balungu wapereka kumaselo, wawamanga, wawashitapo chano, wawaitana ku polisi chan. But all this, but to serve one, so in Zambia, I think this type of hatred should come to an end. As I'm speaking to you, me, I'm Tumbuka by tribe. I'm not like these other people who like no Watonga, no. We are all one Zambia, one nation. That's why utifuna ngelo stima kamba ati wendi mtundu bwanji ukapeza tu mtundu nwaso wamuzonda akasi ndo mtonga na kuzonda, no. That system is coming from our region, especially
My brother, let's not lose our focus. Let's discuss the issue at hand. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President Batali. By Emmanuel Mwamba, he has become an embarrassment international. Now, even though they try to cover the issue, how far will they go? How do they argue the issue which shall be interpreted in the court? Otherwise, thank you so much for the message. Your message is clear. It shows what Tayali, you are mature. By Emmanuel Mwamba, not to cancel, and I will cancel at 30 minutes.
Yo bena Zambia wakabwela nabo bena. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm calling from the United States.
Yes.
I would like to make a contribution and just really thank you for, this is my first time calling, by the way, and really thank you for everything that you are laying out and putting good information against the propaganda. And I was also going to say that forensic postmortem, or autopsy, it's something that is commonly done, especially in first world countries. So if Zambia is traumatized by a postmortem, I'm just curious, what would it be like for them if, for instance, if the family were to be allowed to bury him or the president in South Africa, and then later on get exhumed, whether it's 5 years or 10 years, get exhumed and be brought back to Zambia to get buried. I mean, what are they going to body view at? A skeleton? Is that something that they're thinking about? Like how traumatic would that be for them? If they're crying about a postmortem, what about when they get him exhumed?
Yeah.
If he get buried in South Africa? That's what I wanted to contribute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hello? Hello?
good evening, President Tayali.
Good evening.
Yes, yes, I've been following you. Yeah, you are very much right when you say that these people, even they say that say that don't attend the funeral, still these people don't being voted. Hearing what the question that they have done, and also that's why
The line is bad. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Precious, go ahead.
Yes, you are saying that Marukula is being followed because of Chitumbi, what? What about you? Are you not being followed because of talking about Balungu all the time? You know, it's not right you keep on blaming Makebi Zulu who is doing what is right. But yourself, you are busy misleading the people. You are busy telling the people lies, but those people you keep on fighting, those are the people who are doing what is right. Balungu deserves to get the justice that he needs. There is no need there is no way you can say that but President Wakainde Chilema, he should be on the barrio. Why should we be on the barrio? Did he pay any bills when Balungu was in South Africa? He never paid any bills. So you cannot say that no, let President Wakainde Chilema be on the barrio. No, we don't need him and we don't want him. You are saying that Wakabesha, he said that he didn't have body, but it was him who told the nation that he has the body. He told the nation that we have the body for ECL. So what are you trying to tell the nation? But Tayali, just wait and see. You are going to be ashamed because justice is going to prevail. And the President Wakainde Chilema is going to face the law. If you think like we are lying, you think like Wakainde Chilema, what he's doing right now, you think like you can say that he's a good leader? He was busy telling the nation, no, butane is a poison. He came and forced the people to drink the poison. And you think like he can get away with this? He came, no, cyber, Lungu, we want to bring cyber so that he can shut your internet. But it was him who wanted to hide into criminality. He was saying you want to hide into criminality. Now, who is hiding into criminality right now? Who gave them the right to go to South Africa and enter the mortuary Bakabesha and the same group who went there? And you think we can be happy? The time when Barungu was alive, did they care about him? Don't try to talk about Wamakebi. Wamakebi is doing what is right. Even you are being followed because of the same Barungu you keep on talking about. But Fred Membe is a big politician, a wise man with wisdom. But for you, you are not a wise man. You are a danger to the nation as well. So leave Wamakebi Zulu alone.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so very much. Apanangese Samanje.
Mwamvese Zain.
Yeah, because last time I followed Emmanuel Mwamba. There was that lady, I don't know if it's a man, because that day when they said the daughter has been missing, he said, no, in my spiritual realm, I saw someone stick the body. So I know that body belongs to everybody. So I'm going to pray in the name of Jesus. And that man even prayed. But today, the way you have explained, I think everyone, what was the problem, it's clear. So at least Mr. Tayali try in more detail so that everyone opens up his eyes to understand.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Otherwise, what you have done really, I really think that maybe everyone that is following you, if you have to combine in our Emmanuel Mwamba, and if you have chance, advise Mr. Emmanuel Mwamba to say it as well, because that day, he must lead to advance the money.
Thank you. Hello?
Mr. Tayali.
Yes, sir.
You are a member from which province and which town who doesn't respect people's privacy? Because a funeral is a private thing. You can't enter into somebody's family and start touching their body. No, that is witchcraft. Olo muntu wafa lelo mwashika. The following time amona muntu palukuta lo mwashika de maronishe wifi. You cannot touch somebody's property. It is not a private thing. Family ngabaka na to require. Respect that. You can't drag all everybody against somebody. No. But you are a disgrace to the member people. Because I'm not a member to Adipata Mutish, to Adipata Nentam, to Adipata Namafunde to conquer. So if you want to conquer your child, Mutisende, no, Takwava. As a member, we don't do that. That it tells you. I mean, it's not a private. The morning, I'm still a child, but I'm Nikato Buroshi, now with a morning doshi. The Mulan do Badi Makateka, but this is about freedom, means Chapo Bukateka, Wapua. Basan Kanom Baba family. Mamma. So, but at the Chilufya Tayali, you are a disgrace to the Demba Kingdom. I'm telling you. I remember quite 10 times. So, Bakonka, Mufintu. Olo shanfu, mungu abisha shanfu mwisi lishonse, baka mibati yawe, tuwalikuwa torutani. Na mga munashiko muntu, tulosho kwimi tuwe. Pamona, tetu mwendo chilindi cha muntu, tamwa ishibanoko bashike mito mwa ya imba. No. Muna konke ntambi, muna kula fiyawo. Bonse bale konde mesi, bale konde mabonse, but iwa popo penele Chilufya Tayali, nani afeshi non, ni wansi odi fe pantanji. Ine miti mkaramba sana kukuchira nenya. Na adishi wane fotuwali kala muzambe fwe balemba. Muna kwata kwentani.
So, you see, this is their trick. They want to corrupt us. They want to corrupt people in cultural issues and superstition. That's what they want to do. They are busy. They have been phoning me. They have been telling me these things. No, Ichililo, hey, Intambi, hey, whatever. They want to corrupt us. Hey, they want to corrupt my emotions. They want to corrupt my emotions. Hey, whatever. You won't corrupt me. You won't corrupt me with all these things. Intambi, wuloshi, superstition. You won't corrupt me. It won't work with me. It won't work. I'm looking at facts. This matter is about what is the law saying. What are the norms in terms of politics? I am a politics. Yes, it's true, but you cannot manipulate people using intambi. You cannot manipulate people using superstition. This is what you're trying to do. You want to corrupt us with emotions. Hey, what did you call to say? Hey, think about the family. Think about the widow. The widow is part of this. The widow is part of this. She can put a stop to all this nonsense. But she's part of it. Hey, Intambi, Makebi is doing politics. They want power. And you want me to be talking about Intambi. And yet Makebi Zulu is scheming to get power. Makebi is scheming to get power. And you want me to be shrouded, to be prevented by Intambi. Ntampo kutina. Yo ndimubemba. No. You are doing politics here. You are doing politics. And I will follow you in that line. I will deal with you in that line. I'm not going to be swayed by your manipulation. You want to manipulate me. You want to manipulate Zambians. You can manipulate others. Hey, in the spirit. Hey, whatever. Hey, let's pray. Hey, whatever. You will not. Not me. And I don't care. Even if I can engage him, I would fall for it. I would denounce him here, right here. I'm telling you, even if I can engage him, I would go for it. Me, I would tell you, I would denounce him. Even if you PND go with that, I would denounce them. I'm telling you, I'm saying it. I'm saying it, strongly from my heart. Even if Vakavesha, whatever, I would denounce them. These people are doing politics. These people want power. That is what is at stake. Not if even someone and if you're ntambi, which in tambi, ishakwati mwasungo muntu mumochari for 9 months, nintambisha msango shani. Nintambisha msango shani. Ubuloshi, kuti mwasungo muntu 9 months, muchina nkane mumochari. Abale chito ubuloshi niva nani. Ubuloshi chinshi, ubuloshi you do something, whatever it is, out of some supernatural kind of activity to advance something, to advance yourself. But they are doing something unnatural, keeping a body for 9 months to advance their political agenda. Valoshi. What I'm calling for is Balungu to be buried in Zambia. That's all I'm calling for. That is my agenda from the word go. I've said it. Balungu is a former head of state. Balungu is a Zambian. Let him be buried in Zambia. That's all. That's all. That's all I want. And he should be buried now, not tomorrow. Not. It is long overdue. So if you say muchita, mubepesha haka inda ichirema. No, haka inda ichirema ewalenga, ni momo alenga. Anyway, I've made my point. Hello?
Wasikia mchani.
Wina femkwai.
Ye mkwai, ifwe tule mfapego na kodi ngeto mletu pichamu mufetu wa chadina. Nomba, icha mpapushita kwe bati, awabati ataba kilaki mama chukuna bati, awe mbani shani. Nomba mjanchi umukurungo yo, ngeo kuleto mkunde paka chikawa ite. Mchukweni nshakula chani. Imu mulera ndefu kweta amano, bese mkuna nishitana nikana che, mulera ndefu ya kukudi kumlewa abantu kuri nshimuntu wangu chani. Awati ataba wele yabo, bakura kyo munguru amano tabakwata. Atotira mulare wini.
Chesuma. Hello?
Awati ataba wele yabo, bakura kyo munguru amano tabakwata.
Hello, Matayali kwa wombeni.
Mkwai.
Inafuna mona awaba fam kutuma phone wa mdala abaleti you are let down kubabemba te. Namushwa musango wakweba timoneni watayali. Mulelwa ero bale kwikata amaboko batumbi na amulekelera.
Exactly. It's true. Bale fwaya ababambi bale landa. Abinayo Emmanuel mwamba bale landa. Banani bale landa. They are saying all these things and they don't want me to talk. That's what they have been saying. They don't want me to talk. They want them to be talking. Inenga na landa ati yo. Udi muntu wa msango shani. But bena bale landa. Haka inde ichilema winoyo. Bala muitefi ntufi kulu. Bala muitefi kulu. Ba muitefi. Haka inde ichilema. In all these things that I've explained, where is Haka inde ichilema coming in? Where is Haka inde ichilema coming in? In all these things, when Edgar Lungu died, where was he? Haka inde ichilema. Instead, vale fokumu vepesha haka inde ichilema wa ipaya. Out of our allegations, the South African government says, let's investigate. Let the South African government, let's investigate. We never said there is anything wrong. And yet, I think in our empire, the South African government, let's investigate. South African government, let's investigate. Ichitumbi chaile kuliba Zambian government. Ichitumbi chaile mumocha ya South African government. Ati yo leko kulanda. Yo ulimuwemba washan. Na papat. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Emkwaye batayali chunguru mkwaye.
Chunguru mkwaye.
Awe. Na ikaba. Nomba inende vokwisho. Nishikambi shibomba kwa one side. Bantu intambi awobe n'abakirami kita advise pantambi nishita bale kitira advise wa makebi zuru abale fo kupiano omuntu otabarashika
bepusheni bashukuru bantu abo
bashukuru besu natumva bakwata point numba point tabakiringo kweba imwe bakiringo kweba bale abantu abale piano omuntu ushirashikwa nomba imwe chaba kali pomulando akabali mumulegusha abantu kuba banani bena balepo abale intambishire bomba one side nishara belevyo
Ero intambisha muzambia teri chiriyo tushika muri 3 days. Namba nichi chiriyo tinga taking na 10 months. Ne state babebera tintambisha muzambia chiriyo ni 3 days. Not bale eba imwe. Kisuma wa tayari bitirije no mulimo imwe.
Natotera. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Zulu. I would also like to make a contribution.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for the sharing of this matter. But I would just like to refer you to another issue which was so similar to this one. When Eduardo dos Santos passed away from Angola, it almost like an issue like this one for Mr. Lungu, whereby he's choosing to move his body back from Barcelona to Rwanda for the burial until the Angolan government decided to fight until he was they won the case in the Spanish court. And after the elections in 2022, they had to bury him. So when it comes to Mr. Lungu, even if the court drags and like the case drags and the way this current government is likely to win the elections, he'll be buried maybe in October of this year or maybe December of this year. It means that the South African courts, they are so slow as compared to the way the courts of Barcelona were concerning the issue of Eduardo dos Santos. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I appreciate this caller because eventually, even the courts will rule in favor of the Zambian government. In this case, because Makepi Zulu they have failed to argue the matter. Per social media, they have failed to argue them in South Africa. Bashukuru bantu bali babwera. No. Hello?
Mr. Chilufya Tayali.
Usually,
can we go to the root cause? Can we go to the root cause why the burial up to now hasn't taken place?
What is the root cause? What is the root cause?
Yes.
What is the root cause?
Didn't the family start off?
So what stopped them?
Yes. After they changed the program,
what program? What did they change? Tell me.
Listen, before the departure day, there was a program, a tentative program which was made. But the day of traveling, they saw that they had to release a program which was contrary to what they agreed.
What was changed? What was changed?
In that program,
no. Let's be specific. Let's be specific. What was changed? Speak to specific issues. What was changed? Tell me.
It was agreed that the president ought to be near the body, but they changed that the president actually will get the airport and he will have a private ceremony with the dead body alone, two of them.
Number one, bashukuru bantu. Bashukuru bantu. If you mwalanda bashukuru bantu. Fiabufi. Ayo mariashi bashimike. But your program mulelanda po tapali neve tapali program kuti mwafwaya internet yonse nanga wabene balelanda kuti mwabe pushati ndangeni program opo balembera ko bati haka inde ichilema akabana chitumbi babiri mukabe pushe mube pushe ukwebati bwino fye turete ko bati imona ine turetintana sorry umfani bati leka nimpusha bashikuru bantu imona ineta turetintana tatwa ishwana tapali ukupatana kuli konse echo na milombako chakwe bati if yo mwalanda miye mube pushe abube ne balelanda kwati program bali chinjishe mukabe bati program wa umfone ili kuisa nga program yo bachinjishe ni pesa so that mukamone pandi fiabufi.
Listen, apart from that, it was also put in the new program where the HH will be, after he will preside over the funeral. But
So if you're nalanda pali program mfweni iyo program na for nalanda namukwata phone number ya ndiyo muya mubepushe ukweba ti program yo mwa mfweni ni isa nga program yo bachinjishe ni isa mukandetele yo program nga mwandetela nga mwanshini nkisha nkesa ine pano pa chilimba pano pa mwela nkesa chita apologize kuli imwe pantine phone if yo na ishbat fyabu fi but nga mwanshini nkisha ine nka chita apologize promise na mipela bashikulu bantu.
All right, number the point about the case ku court ni bana
yo bashikulu bantu abatwele ku court
no askeni abatwele case ku court ni bana
abatwele case ku court ni ba government.
Why?
Echo batwalile case ku court ba government kweba balungu balefo kwa balungu babashike mu Zambia bantu balungu ni ba former president balungu ni ba Zambia.
Okay. Tabale mbele kalato kuma countries yose manebu kwa tu imwela mutatrita as former president tabale mbele kalata ya msangwa
batata iyo kalateyo ngamwa isanga futi kuti mwantumina nkaimone send me that letter because there was no such a letter.
Okay. Batayali. Ndachali ni mwevu. Mwalomba chindi ya South Africa mkunda apwa. Ele bamiyabe kwa chata tuko mpia. Ele mwalomba chami kwa chile mpia ne mwini. Ele mwaisha munde kele baisha nisunya mwatawaye ele wa mpaka ukulu wala kwa chila mpaka wafa kuti mwamfashani.
Mkwe mnatotela bashikulu bantu fe mwalanda I'm very grateful pali fe mwa pali le pusha and iliashi lya tebelele ichalo ne sondo lyonse ukweba ati balungu bale bakanyokuya kuchipatala ifi efyala ndikwe nelyo balungu bafuire makebi zulu ali minino ukweba abantu bonse chalo chonse ukweba ati balungu bale bakanyokuya kuchipatala so tatu wabashike kuya ku Zambia echo ba government bayibira ati yo tola ku court pandife mwalanda fyabufi ilyo bayile ku court makebi zulu ali fili wakufumia makalatayo aya kwewa ati balungu bali bakenye
batayali umfweni batayali video alene balani balungu video epo ili balelando kwewa ati ushenda chako nekeli mpusha kulanda video epo ili abene balungu balelando kwewa ati ushenda watu wemu ina content ya shove biye kuchalo ku South Africa mukunda kule bakufunya mundeke tawaye ushete house arrest ni shi we don't need that data
yo chachine bashikulu bantu iyo bashikulu bantu mufweni mwalanda chentu konka nefe wino fye tatulela kayo ife mwalanda fishing iyo video opo ili chachine na ine nalitambile nomba chentu konke efo fintu fikonka nangu ifunde fo lyaba mwamona inenga ndefo kuya kuchipatala umuntu uli onse umuzambiani nganalo alisha alefo kuya kuchipatala kutyaya makamaka ualikateka ngalefo kuya kuchalo chumbi kutyaya nombe funde lyabapo lyakwe bati iliyo lefo kuya kuchipatala ufile wale mbakalata na ba doctor ba sign pokwe bati chine uyu muntu aleya kuchipatala nga wayafe wayalanda pakano kwe bati yonde ya kuchipatala ubuteko tetu kusuminishe nomba kuli ba Edgar Lungu ilyo yonse filo ba Edgar Lungu bale mbere ukwe bati ndeya kuchipatala na ba doctor ba sign up ubuteko bwali basuminishe number 1 ba Edgar Lungu bali kuchipatala ku South Africa ilyo ba fumine fye muri bu president bali basuminishe balungu bali basuminishe kuya ku South Korea bali basuminishe nebidi ne baleya bali basuminishe pantu pali nkalata iyale mbere na doctor ko bati baleya kuchipatala ilyo balungu baba kenyo kuya balungu tabale ya kuchipatala na yo makalata nangu nga twatwe bati yo ife balungu balelanda kalata epo yali tapali kalata elo ba politician ifo ba politician tulalande fingi nangu vipano pene bushenenga pano ini pantu na neune kutina alanda pano ko bati ina ni ndwalisha ndefo kuya kwa kuti nomba uteko kwa kuti bushanishi kuti fya fishing apo pene mufire mwafoye vishinga pantu ba politician tulalande fingi but fimo tafiba fia fishinga
batayali nipusheko na chimbi fena ngulifino fina nga nipasande ukuya kuchechi mfire nabalembe ba government pantu ne former head of state mfire nabalembe ndefo ukuya kuchechi
iyona kadi
no manishi bale bakaisha nokuya kuchechi nishi bale bakanisha umfoni barani batayali umuntu nga bali mu pakasa please to apapata just accept that umuntu wali pakasa and the best is abapangemira ndubantu tulapangemira ndukubantu banensi the best is just apologize kwela ajane balungu bafuwile lidia ba echechi nga bali papata kuli family ati ayo umuntu nanguchabe sinali mutemenwe nomba ushayishwa chalaska kunya kuli extent no mutendende ko waga
bashikuru bantu
twalishi bechayi bonza amazambe twalishi bati ba echechi ba pakasaba navo kupakasa ba kuchechi kupaka kalata kuya kuchechi kupaka kalata
bashikuru bantu muchibemba twe bati ngapali umulandu tufira twakonka umulandu omo upitiraini tufira twakonka umulandu omo upitiraini yole kani mpushe yole umfweni bashikuru bantu naine ngumfweni ko imama mwapanga point isuma iyako bati yo pali fimwe fyale chitika ifishaweme sinomba ine ndebati ndevoko bati tuwekere kumulandu ine naine wine panondi naine ndi mucharo chimbi mwamona nali kutuka ku Zambia nomba kunonga ngachakutira nafwa wisheulu porwandi kuti rwaisa imati yo walenga ni akainde ichilema pantu ali kutuike mcharo awe tien tukonka umulandu ofo uli notu kuleta mufindi chine muma politics bashikuru bantu ngevene mulandira ati muli bakalambo kunjira muma politics fingi vichitika kulabo ukushenkana kulabo kutitikishiwa na akainde ichilema busheni mwa akainde ichilema tamuleibukisha uko bale muchitikisha ngapali akainde ichilema ili akainde ichilema ali mu opposition fin to finger if you balungu bamuchitira akainde ichilema ngapumule bamuchitira balungu akainde ichilema ali muchitira fin to finger muleti poshani hapo
banani batayali umuntu ulepema nomuntu ushilepema nafikusana ulio ushilepema techalandi atitelikonsayo but ulio ulepema ngamati fintu fyawi pewe ngapanga reconciliation yakwe but yonse semwe bantu mwakonka machishinka mamona abantu tunapanga
mwalanda wino bashikuru bantu mwalanda wino akainde ichilema ilio balungu bafwire finsha akainde ichilema achitire akainde ichilema ali tumina chilolo wakwe ali tumine ba minister wake abapera nendeke kavieni kulupwa muye mumone fo twala afwa bushete reconciliation yo
umfweni bakalamba batayali umfweni baeche balungu basile kuchalo basile kwali yufumu kupetauke kulya elo kunakwine kupetauke kwali na bamwine mushemo basi alilwe mumushi ele futi balungu bale bepana kuchechi bali kwete chechi bali kwete na political party I am a second nalanda ba chifu ba mwine mushi aba chechi ngeo babo ntoshe to reconcile kwantu division alipo tayari yakwe bati bali aba yeko kundeke kulewa ewa pango mutengi yawe
bashikuru bantu ndemi konga mule mona mapoints mule nde asuka pantu fa mulelanda nafi kwatama na tyokwati mulelanda fe yo awe fishing kana imufo musumine mu ilio ba Antoine Kane ba minister ba minister of foreign affairs mulambo aimbe ilio bafirirwe ubuteko bwalimisha abantu bwalimishe apo pali nemfumu apali na ba machechi bali minokuya ukuyo kwa tubalembe na family bali filikwa bena bali kama bali uminira fye ndai ukwe bati yo tatu akashike kama fye Antoine Kane echeche kasangwapo nomba ngamwati mukonke ubuteko efo buba ero mwaisa rolesha na politics uyumake bizuru alefo kubakateka mushenangu ni mwebo shuwa umuntu ulefo kumipiana waisa bati yo munga ndamufumemo ero nalaisa chala befi bushe kuti fyalo ndoroka wino bushe kwena nishituri fair
makebi zulu moneni ichitwa bomba makebi zulu
Bashkulu Bantu. I think I've given him a lot of time. I think I've given him quite some time. And he keeps coming up with different issues, but at least I've tried my best. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Maurice. I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. Tayali, my really comment is looking at the rate at which falsehood is being spread on the PF pages. It is very, very, very disturbing. And I really appreciate the fact that when you hold these live programs, you are able to give out facts. And one thing I have seen is that no one has ever come to challenge you with facts. All they do is to come and rant and call you names, but no facts at all. I have seen what they call facts. For example, the issue of the Supreme Court. I read on one of the pages of the PF sympathizers, it goes by chair something. I asked a question there to say, well, where is the submission in the Supreme Court regarding the heads of arguments for the grounds of appeal? This lady sent me some screenshots.
Yes,
and I said, these are screenshots.
Imagine.
These were not submitted in court.
Yeah.
So you can't come today and say that, no, they submitted by showing me some screenshots on the phone.
Imagine.
That's ridiculous. But when you look at the things they say, the things they call Hakainde Ichilema, some of them have gone as far as saying they have removed the body parts of Edgar Lungu. They went to community house for rituals. All this nonsense. And I wonder how people fall prey to this kind of misinformation.
Imagine.
So I really want to really thank you because you don't just speak. You speak with facts. And I'm expecting to see people challenge you on facts. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Indeed, mwanta pe fia wanga butatu afi believe amufwe bam. Tien trande pa fin toko twingo mfwana. Hello?
Hello, mabombe ni wa president.
Mkama bombe.
Ula mkwa yawe program na ibawe ikawasana. Ndefu andande kufipa mono. Abakurero mukishefe bareni munanga bari mwana kwati muri batonga bareni mwana kwati nga mwaita mwalanda kachinka konda cyawo ri mubemba nini umubemba biri nefite barera ntangura tamuri amana kintu ri mubemba panti mubemba ole rucyane morova wafuate mubemba wa kuinstein no mwine zambia no bonse abatonga bena bonse tuli bena meso cha muleji bebi mukakati tonde kukulanda pokucha kokati uyu mulimo mulebo ngate uyu mulimo bambinga bali cyane no kwita panki pine mulesa mukuchitaka tataki ubufi ekishinka kadale to kumara jawe chinka nikichilipo lekeni bende pali uyu mulaba tawata yali before ilili ashida balumutalashi na tayari tabale basana akti na pedi ba difumshepo
yes
bali ba pie ndapine pe support but then ndacha ndi basana tawo tafipidi okubesi ngula ndabisapota nani ifisibe ko bana pamukukana eba batayari bale ko kwana bambo kutaba tayari ko batalebo ko batawe tayari na bamulipira tayari but ishara ale bantu chinga no kutura lechula but bafiro kujati fana ndo chinga ona ni ashukuru aba wale mama fomu wale bati bakurukumya kae kutuwa wakala ama politics tabayeshi ina ndato ngati bashukuru abatu paper kulanda tyo baliremberera government ukweba bapere contract era musumirisho kuba nani you former president kwali betyo umuntu wali president ngabandembera amanye na bali nga former president ira kaito kuti yakwa kokoti yali tekere ko zanga yo ngalanda tekere awashukuru teko kuno so kenyo sya yo kulanda point in that you bafani bali shiro kundete nesitungi kweya kutralete kusabale tambe ne ebakalamba tukweta ababo nicho zanda kuti ababumuliro ngata tukweta abantu ngabatayari bayata government ya South Africa yali kweya point bashite mu red carpet waleta lero ko bati balungu bala baleta kulipani ita konterepo kumona maketi zungu ewa sapanga press briefing amba statement nakata ko bamwe stumbu yalele ndekeni kukusi kwali wati mwene kweje chitumbi nabalile ku change tawanje kumona aho twalile nenyuku komba turufu kwa bana
natotela yeah hello
mabumba chat
mkwa mombe
mkwai okay ana chifukwa na kufika contribution ya kanono a contribution can affect towards straight kuri ba makebi na vantu avarefiro kuvachita correct pasho varechita in the beginning vamakebi varipere shokwe vatini va spokesperson va family. Now how can you learn away from South Africa from nowhere vasheri ashiri pending ku South Africa vakutuka futi ati naisa mukuru shokuva president vasende ifintu fiviri pamukumo vu president vu spokesperson if varanda chimbui afire ntanganana so before abantu tabara blame sana government first thing yacho vafire varore shepo what is the position of the same spokesperson
yeah
chef arech tafiri fyo bwino nangu tafiri bwino motioni ya bu president bu spokesperson kozibena limbeto baringiro kuchitokuranga abantu ubutunguru chitabupwe charo tachiri pwarero so nga wari kwete inspire kuba president. They could have wanted to say, since PF to Aritemwa, Kulina Bambia Maridas ba PF over the Zambia, let me be here in South Africa. Neururu Poru Rosha. Nde Balandrako, Nde Pitana Makoti, and Stova Pere Shokuba. Then from there, Basha family Eka Babuera foot to Zambia. By some Kurushabu president. At least in Abadiranga Kolimbika picture Kasuma Kucharoka Krovatawe. Nanguchari ifi uyu makebi ari kere na family mpaka nemira ndushapo na kushike chiriro. Next election niro baisa mkuchita contest. But not amakalas barangira rimwapa and we have a lot of leaders mu PF wabako batimbi kuti bayiminina but nabena baranga filia. So I think I want to iringi before the conclusion yako batabata bari bwino. Nga urore sta spearhead program adishani. So abantu nabena tureroresha akoli mu mistakes tuwira vyokwe wacho government ile rufyanya babare rufyanya let's ask bari makebi nisha reshira family yeka South Africa okwa iperesho kuba spokesperson aisa mkurusha bu president. Thank you so much.
Thank you my brother. Hello
Hello, Batayali.
Mkwa.
Hello. Mwachoma bwa. Mwachoma.
Tachoma.
Siku. Mbelani Batayali. Problem yatu ise mu Africa bantu stima ziba kuti because aba bantu abamena ngiye kuti president asakapezeke kubari. Bafuna chita chani kuli ba president. Ni bitani beba funa bachita ba president because basa the whole crew, the whole entire chani izankara kuchana kumaliro bafuna uchita chana kuli wa president 1 2 makepe zulu ba former president beba na mwali bana makepe zulu. How can we trust them now kuti bakambeti ba HH bachokepo bebe bakabari euko elo ba HH twali ku State House akangena makepe zulu mu State House akambeta nkala president sankara na pambo so kamba chani. What is the plan? Ba PF wana mputi ziri kunja uko zamene bali nazo zebasunga. What are the plans? Vaichechi veveswaza chokapo. Ngati limwamene vatayari ngati HH watu azawina futi. Vazaka vashika next year pamwe vazakabwerera. Because ndivo president wa Zambia. Vakuona weakness our president vatu kuti vakambetoke naleka. That's when vazakamba this is not capable to be a president because vakangiwa vavomera kuti chishike chitumbi sivaliko. Eno tu vatayari lekani kuzenkoni kari imozi. Vantu vasasenkara naso vakuzana kuti vavemba. Kubabaza kati munamvera ko mutonga katumafuna kamba tise batonga tikamba so baleke kwa bantu benango bati panga kuti senaise mpaka tichose maoyi papalasi takupa patane uyamena bula na weje kuti mubemba munoza bala stop there. That is one Zambia, one nation. Kuna mitundu yapili mucharo cha Zambia yambele mitundu but why yose bakabwera mwamene banalirira bamumbipiri amumbipiri banalira imwe bantu kumkaenda musachoke chechi kuti mumuone vavemba komamvera. What is kind of aba bantu ba PF? Why ba PF valeta tribalism in country ya Zambia? But if we have a problem, one, dullness, understanding malipe, they say that they are prayerful, but once wakamba vavufwiti. PF they are prayerful, but wakamba vavufwiti. What is that? I've seen this, and you know, the God of the will. Yes, the justice will come. What my name is remember, but forgiveness, but tell them to scout, but to carry South African government. Tell them ati, Ninfikenero Mugabeni Masure, Akambatukana South Africa government baone, ni Zanfobia ija, Natacho Karata Barobira Sapat. Manzi afupi in Zambia. Let me say minister postmortem. Ni South Africa. Ngabe tukane South Africa tuone ngati vazabwera bulo. Mano sankala nsona chipesa president watu sure they watch out chose ngati seka president watu vanozompinda mula kwati kamwana. No, we are tired of this thing. We are tired. Ela wako bali ku America bali kuti. Kazi bata especially vakazi batali bamene bali kumachalo. They are bold. Nenda ngusuwa kwatiwa bali bold kulibe bamuna. That's why ngala batukana HH balibe vochita. Zikomo.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Evening, Tayali. This is Francis once more from Kitwe.
Yes, please.
Yeah, there are just 1 or 2, 3 things that I want to, speak about. The first one is that you don't need to get distracted. You are quite objective. Carry on with your, conscious of the way you are thinking, the way you are articulating issues. A lot of people are appreciating you. Then the second one, this is a game of politics. You see, I actually feel sorry for the guys because if you look at for their perceived strongholds, they are actually turning red at the moment. The MPs in the Northern Bloc, Luapula, name it, they've all now decided to join the UPND. Despite, the claims of witchcraft and what have you. This is why I'm saying that don't get distracted. And then, because they are the people that they wanted to go and pray on, to convince and bring them to the, to convert them into votes and what. But they are the people now who've chosen the person that they are, accusing to be a witchcraft is the one that they are joining at the moment. So, in short, what I want to tell you, Tayali, is that these guys, you see, it's like in Bemba where they say, they've already smelled defeat. They've already smelled defeat, and now they want to say these people won because of this and that. So don't get distracted. Please continue with the way you are actually doing things.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mabumbe Mwe.
I'm quiet.
Okay, it's the program. I hope.
I'm quiet.
All right, okay. Alam kwena mandi bisa kulanda kingi na la supawira ko.
Quiet.
Ichako balira pofe hangi Tayali mune wali kwa ichaku kulanda. Ichakulanda ichakweba ti nengi opali mfinga walanda palavuta. We are able to understand some of these issues because of this program. I wish it were in my powers to make the President HH, to call you so that you are part of his team. You know? It's on the foreground. Number 2, there's some new to Makamaka Tamasio, I have a Mulan Kiroko, up to Tungri, one wish I sang with. And then Patako Lady Pusho, I don't know if you're getting me.
Yes.
Patako Lady Pusho. But kuti chali ngakuti chavo kuti chava shani ngataka vati president ali valekera abantu mukukwayo kushika kwawina varanda tiyo chisalingi mukuvako avaleka but guard of honor naye naikanye vyauta yave the guard of honor cannot be there if the president is not there ushakuti chave chali ngavaisa mukutika muzambia but president tali ikona guard of honor takuli all those things.
So, thank you for your question, Pusha, because it gives me an opportunity to explain. So, what we want to accord a former president, it is a state funeral. So, when you are talking about state funeral, if you kuchitikwa, mwamona pali befiro kuchitikwa like filia guard of honor fly past kulishe mfuti filia mfuti balisha mwamona state funeral ngafira bashika amasoja mwamona umusoja ngabale mushika I think mwalisango kuchitiro cha musoja nangu kapokola mulamona bakapokola ofu bafwala efyo babashika entambishavo tetumwe bati yo tuleshika kapokola nga kapokola umusoja ngomusoja elo mwamushika fye ukwabulama bantwani kana bafwera ama uniform ukwabula okulisha mfuti nishi tamumushikire ngefa mufiro okumushika mwamona so nga tulelanda pali state funeral ife file fya chitika mwamona entambi ila state funeral ila bakwati ni last salute filamu la mona nangu atipa independence nangu president aleisula parliament muna mona nyonse kula wa guard of honor shani pa independence fila chitika filamu mwamona those are part of our symbols as a nation. Those are part of our traditions or etiquette as a state mwamona so tetitwe watiyo kuiwa guard of honor ni state funeral mwamona ni state funeral. Hello, ulia non president, te president feyo ni commander in chief. And once you are a commander in chief, chimona kwa watu waingira mubu soja. Ngo waingira mubu soja, uli musoja. Mwamona? So, they must conduct that respect on him. Nomba wakateka, mshe wakateka tetiwa sangweko, wakateka, yes, it's possible that wakateka kuti fiachitike fukwa bula wakateka. They can say the vice president be there. Uwafya ine na kwata ine nemu ine nomba on my personal view. Uwafya na kwata bwa kwebati. Chinshi wako serero kwati yo kateka esangwako. Yo ikateka epalama kuchitumbi. Wakateka kuti waibeloko ichitumbi chili uko kutali uko. Waka inde ichile matawala ndapoko wati mpaka fyenka mone body. Haka inde Ichilema has never said he wants to see the body. He wants to do a body viewing. He wants to come close to the body. No. So kuti walete chitumbi chabo chili uko kutali. Na ukateka na imini na muchitenge mulia. Na match pass wachita shani fyonse wachita. No kushika washika. Ukwa wula kwa haka inde Ichilema ese. No mecho wako sina fuke wati. Yo ekasangwako fye ekasangwako. Chinshi. Then number 2. Ababe ni wale wate ekasangwako. Na wale foku baba kateka. Mwamona. Uyo wine makebi zulu wako sapo. Na wale foku baka teka. Usheyi mkwena mku tontonkanya kwenu. Chima chimona shani. Umuntu ufaya. Umukashi wenu. Ule chita insista ati yo wika wako. Yo wika wako. Kutima mwa chimona shani. Mwamona. Epa velo wafya. Bantu. Bali isa pawelu. Ilo nale landa pa festa. Bantu wale wati yo. Makebi zulu talandi devi. Nomba makebi zulu alifikirisha ati nene ndifo kubakateka ero nomba ebe ulipoka teka ati yo wika sangwako ushekwena na vipanga sense nangu kweba ati yo kuba wino
Mwandire stand atali last question mwandire stand last akama motion
emkwa
shiremiti tikishayo ngate timu wako kumwinga suko busheno mbefu chidi pali filmet hapa kimera fedha pili pali filmet so imoku mbona kwenu impela ya ifi ikabashani
na totela why push it small son how do you see the end? The way I see the end is that this thing is in court. It is not a stalemate yet because this thing is still in court. Filimu court. So palasti na ngufika kokoleshani palastu ikoti ikapingula. Koti ikapingula. Nga ikapingula tiyo na bashike ku South Africa. Ife file efo fika. Na nga wakapingula tiyo na ife ko Zambia efo fika. So if we in Zambia we must be ready to see what will come out of court. Ngaba koti bae bati yo bashike ku South Africa. Ifo fwe bale bati bakashike ku Zambia tufuna to asumina. Ero ngaba bati no, let them go and bury in Zambia. Even those who are against, they should also agree. Bekalete pefya kuleta ti yo chabana shani pantu in court na tashani na ipingula. So the end will definitely come because the court will decide. And based on that judgment, that is what we will follow.
Well said, Mdala. There's a mipa na Natasha.
Na totela mkwa. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Batali Chungwa Mkwai.
Yeah, Mkwai.
Tu afia na pa kutampila mu ididi ashitapawa nefia kwa sapo. Tapawa nefia kwa sapo. It's just a matter of abantu kuichefia. That's all. And the other thing that I would say, I know it's not a common thing, but I am andi budaku ibombele yaka lungu. If he had just retired, Ikala, and just, Baba a former head of state, I think at but Balisa Wula, Muchi, Shiva Oposa, Wangira Moring na foot. So all that is just a contributing factor. To us who are still living, I think the lesson is we should learn to leave the stage when people are still clapping. It's very important. Ukuchilati, waya futi, waya salula. He hatred back what Tilaba HH, the Lungu family. We really don't know if it's ever going to end. Because even people like Mandela, or back in jail for 27 years.
You know? Exactly.
Family Mandela Hey, no. One, Princess Diana. A royal family. Even after they had even after they had wronged her in so many ways. But Charles was there. Even though he was still seeing Camilla. We should have Charles that we Princess Diana. And so I think we really need to change the way we are thinking as Zambians. It's really going to help us. But because are we then discussing this thing because of hearsay? Because obviously some of the things that he brought up, there are no facts at all. So people are following blindly. I think let's really be careful in how we are, telling people information, because it's the gospel truth, even when sometimes there's no truth in it. But PF by the postmortem, yeah, if they hadn't said that, but you cannot go and say no. We are thinking about poison in a foreign land. That was just not a private person. That's a former head of state. I think Abantu Badla, Damungu was a former head of state. It's not a private individual, no. Those allegations that they made, those were very dangerous allegations. So whether we like it or not, a postmortem had to be done because those accusations were done on a foreign land. HH flew in the night to go and attend that postmortem. Come on.
Yeah. No, thank you.
You know? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Nasikia Mwagombeni.
I'm quiet.
Ndefo anchiteko contribute Bakalamba. Mkwae. First, I want to commend you for the work that you are doing. Mure womba wino sana Bakalamba.
Natotela.
Now, point imbio ndefo anchiteko emphasize. Iyo tulaba pamonga bena Zambia. Ni yakuti abantu besu barapanga mistake padi balungu barapanga mistake ikaramba sana. When we are discussing balungu bafilefya shiranda batata bali bashikulu bare vika balungu kubanga omuntu udife simple omuntu yawe mistake abantu barepanga balungu tabali omuntu fye awe. Walungu was a former president of this republic. Even before Walungu became president, he was a member, he served as a member of parliament for Chawama constituency. From there, he went on to serve as deputy minister in the office of the vice president under a Guy Scott. After Waisa Fumapo, he served as minister of Home Affairs. So Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Defense, and subsequently Minister of Justice. Ukufuma padia, ero mbabaisa baba president. So wadi bombele chalo mumisango eshingi sana, waka baisa Africa na padi mu Republican president. Now, people need to understand that chifurecho balungu bakwete. Wadi fwane fintu ifingi sana, ifyo chino chalo tachai shiva. Apart from the Republican president, the current president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Na waliaba shikulu, na mareba esta lungu. Ifyo ba lungu ba ishive. Wadi chinwe chalo. Na wakataria ba fishiva. Kamufeva Hakainde. So when you hear President Hakainde Hichilema insisting on bringing the body of President Lungu, kuleta kuno Zambia, it's because na be shiva. Amaka aida position balipo yakwata nefyo balungu babombe nefyo bachitire pali chire chipunecho balipo bashikia. When you look carefully muri ila office ya president mwe bakwatira ama cabinet on the chair which the president sits unu makwali wa masengo ya bidi atuishinga meno ya nsofu.
If you can be please,
you know what it means?
Make your point, please.
So let's be careful and understand what you muntu otulela ndapo muntu atekeleshalo for 8 years. No. Bila musenda ngo muntu munono wakobati kutwalanda ati yolekele ni family. Nichwa Hakainde bali bana bwino nga chadi ni nebo. Ulalungu kale twashika no kushika ngana ile senda fye. Kama kana senda no kushika na shika. Uko vula na family.
China vena ngufeni na wini. Na ngufeni na wini.
Mwango shika.
Hakainde Hichilema apapena.
Mtu wako ngalila kaudia.
Apapena Hakainde Hichilema ture mutasha. Apapena ture mutasha. Hakainde Hichilema. Ture mutasha. Ali tekanya.
Kwa tio family mkwai. Kwa family awe. Wala lungu patali sana pali ya.
Yo.
Wala ni property ya government. Yani property ya government. Chimono mupatidi. Muntu ngajoina mupatidi abashikia.
No, it's true. Hakainde Hichilema must be commended for his patience. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Mr. Tayali.
Yes, please.
Are you still online?
Yes, we are online.
Okay. This is Emmanuel Kasaka from the United States. Tayali n'akinkali payini now the Chilufya wakuchesa n'okushuma Rwanda. But one thing I want to talk about is ndio precious media esibira ndia kiralanda n'abalaba mudala bakiralanda ati ababe babera bikakwega bemba mu kyabukuba. Are you hearing me? Hello, Mr. Tayali.
No, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Bera bika kwega bemba mu kyabukuba. Balilanda nyambo. You know, the things, if you have a simple straightforward, that's a thing to conquer for a Lungu, he was a president of the country, not the family. Even where he is right now, which made him to be Lungu, is because of the president. Which made him to be whatever they are saying, Lungu, it was because of that office. Without that office, Lungu cannot be Lungu. Without that office, Lungu cannot be Lungu. So, one thing I'm trying to say is about how we take things. Don't put government or don't put HH in the shoes to say HH is the one to the body. I think that election I about the HH. One thing, Lungu talk about Kaunja's funding to court. Nyanuwa landire popati da issue. Iya wakaunda, ile ba waziri court. Nyanuwa landire for up to today. Up to today. So, Mr. Tayali, what I can say is, keep up what you are doing, and if at all you had a chance with the president himself, I think the president has to be watching this, and you have to think about twice over you, because you know that one of country our country never education to refill, but now chinka the population see now whatever I'm done about ya.
No.
Because
no. Thank you. Hello? Hey, hello? Hello?
Good evening, Daddy.
Good evening.
Well, this is this call recording from Zambia.
Yes, please.
Ngamulebukisa pa program yenyewe. What about 3 months so I was listening to kuli umudara umbiwa kumine alandira whatever the government, whatever market is knows the government not. So and he said just before elections,
yes,
you are going to hear something, and
yes,
then you are going to know the whole truth, and then you even echoed what he was saying.
Yes.
You said no, this voice knows what it is talking about.
Yes, I remember.
So all the patients, that postmortem, it is pointing, this is the beginning of the actualization of what that man is. So I just thought of taking you back because you have not commented over that man. Things have now begun, and the people will be very surprised according to what that man says.
Yeah, no, I remember.
So I just thought of commenting. Yeah,
I remember that man. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. I am calling from Zambia.
Yes, please.
This is Petronella.
Yes.
First and foremost, I want to appreciate what we are doing for the country of Zambia. We are indeed enlightening the people about whatever is happening. Because when we go on social media, we find different information without facts, without authentic information. But we thank you because you're bringing out this program to the Zambian people that we are able to know what is really happening.
Hello, Petronella. Hello, Petronella. I've lost Petronella. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mr. Kali.
Yes, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Chilodi here.
Yes, please.
Tayali. Ukusakamana kwandi, ndesakamana pa level of disrespect. Pali president.
You know?
And even the office itself.
Yeah.
You see, Tayali, that office, va HH tewa president va last year. Next it will be you. Maybe it will be another person, but I think that office comes with the respect. Umuntu nangu malemu salula ero alimu opposition asaba president. You continue looking at him that way.
You know?
Inevatayali chomani chirankalipa.
Sana.
You will find some of the boys, some of the people that are even doing that are boys, youths. There are two boys, I won't mention their names. They are based on the cover. One wants even to contest as a mayor of Kitwe, something like that. These boys, they are peddling lies disrespectfully. They are doing their dirty politics. You know, HH Munavo is still in opposition as if he's not the head of state.
And a democracy.
You see, me, I'm not looking at HH because I'm supporting him only, but that office.
The office, yes.
We have to respect the office and the person who's sitting in that office. So, in a complaint, and they think,
no.
I don't know how you can help to educate us, because democracy, I think that's why pokerera bwino mu Zambia.
No, thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Petronella. We lost you.
Yes. I was trying to also add on what is happening in Zambia. I'm really disappointed with human pressure, and that's our old man to show their ignorance. Because for me, the President Uhuru, he was not a man of a family. He was a man of a country, and he was the man of the world. He has to be buried and be mourned by every Zambian citizen. We are not supposed to personalize things of the country. He was the country trophy. And I'm really disappointed with his sister Precious coming out parading her ignorance in that manner. It is not good. They're destroying people. They're giving false information. Lastly, I want to say, may God bless you. Continue with this boldness. Because what you are doing for the Zambian people is very, very incredible. And we don't know how we can thank you. May God continue to bless you. Thank you, Mr. Tayali.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hello? Hello? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, yes, Chive, but you know, some of these things, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh, no. You are the one, because you listen, I think no wonder I cut you. You started saying, calling others chimbui. I don't think that is fair. No, that is not nice.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Please,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Eh?
I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
I mean, I think, especially people like yourselves, Mulina Kufialo, you know, I expect a certain way of talking. Not kind. I mean, Precious can say whatever she's saying, but then you also go lower than Precious.
I get you. I'm so sorry.
So I just cut you because of the line of debate that you started bringing up. But anyway, I give you a minute to make, conclude your point.
Yeah. So my point, I was saying that when we are doing things, we have to do things like people are matured. Don't do things if it's serious manipulating politics. What they are doing, all this social they are doing is because of politics. They want to gain the name of the funeral. Now, you cannot use the funeral to get the names. Mamaketi Zulu, I remember very well, when he was the minister of Eastern Province, I think you remember that time.
My brother, I think you have exhausted your points. Please. I think I'm also tired. I think I would want to hear something fresh, not going all over the place. Let me end here. Basically, I just want to wind up in case somebody didn't follow us where we started. Basically, from my perspective, whatever is going on, these people, they are after power. It is all about power. You can turn it this way, look at it from that way, flip it around. At the end of the day, these people, they want power. Makebi Zulu wants power. But Mayowa Esther is accepting to all these things because she would have stopped this because she's the next of kin. The one who has given powers to Makebi Zulu, Niba Esther Lungu. But Esther Lungu wants freedom. She wants freedom. And she's thinking, if Hakainde Hichilema loses power, then I'll be free. So what do they have? What is their wager? Chitumbi. If we hold on to Chitumbi, if we can use Chitumbi, we can get power from Hakainde Hichilema. They are hoping that using the body of Edgar Lungu, they can get power out of Hakainde Hichilema. This I'm not saying from without. I'm saying from what has unfolded. What has unfolded? Makebi Zulu has clearly come out. He wants to be president. He wants to be president. And whatever he has been doing, they have been doing this to discredit the government, to discredit Hakainde Hichilema, to implicate Hakainde Hichilema. This is what they have been doing. They started with the allegations. The allegations were Hakainde Hichilema has killed Edgar Lungu. Later on, they changed. Hakainde Hichilema has caused Edgar Lungu to die because he was stopping him from going to the hospital. But they went to court. And in court, they failed to substantiate the truth. They failed to substantiate the allegations to say, indeed, Hakainde Hichilema was stopping Edgar Lungu from going to the hospital. Because when going to the hospital, you don't just come out in public and say, no, I'm never going to hospital. No. You must have a letter signed by a doctor to say, indeed, you need medical services outside the country. At no point did Edgar Lungu present a letter to government that he wants to go for medical attention, and he was refused. Because Makebi Zulu would have brought that evidence in court. What we have in court, on the contrary, are letters which government wrote to say, whenever he wrote to say he is going for medicals, there are letters where government said, Mr. President, you can go. And how do you want us to help you? And the Edgar Lungu said, no, we are not interested. So it is not true. But they wanted to discredit the UPND government. They wanted to discredit Hakainde Hichilema. This case is in court. It is in court because government wants Edgar Lungu to be buried as a president in Zambia. As a president in Zambia. Nothing else. Nothing like whatever. No, Hakainde Hichilema has not said he wants to view the body. The question has been on why should people who want power be the one to preside over a state funeral. That is the issue. Why should Makebi Zulu and all these other opposition who want Hakainde Hichilema out of power be the one to preside over a state funeral? Why should that be? And you, if you are reasonable, you should be able to ask yourself, why insist on this one? No, these are the wishes of Edgar Chagwalungu. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? Do you have evidence that this is what Edgar Lungu said? We don't have that evidence. Okay, let's look at the character of Edgar Lungu. Edgar Lungu walked away even when he had state instruments. Edgar Lungu never fought, never insisted on anything. Edgar Lungu always compromised. How come now these people are insisting? And they are insisting he should be out of, Hakainde Hichilema should step aside. It doesn't look normal. It doesn't look normal. Then, on this issue, no, they stole the body. No, the body was released because the case had fallen out of the Supreme Court. Because Makebi Zulu did not file his heads of arguments. So it collapsed. And that's how the body was released. When the body was released, the South African government had to do the investigation because allegations were made. They had to do a forensic autopsy. And that's why they did the forensic autopsy. When the body was released, it did not go to the Zambian government, it went to the South African government. So that they can do their investigations. And if there was no injunction, then they would have handed it over to the Zambian government for repatriation. But at no point did the Zambian government get hold of the body. At no point did the Zambian government conduct a forensic autopsy on the body. There are no body parts being which are lost. No. Anyway, Bakabesha gave statements to this effect. The body has been released and it is in the government mortuary. When the body was given back, I mean, we knew about it according to the court order. And now you accuse the government. Bakabesha comes up to say, no, we didn't hold off to whatever. No, it is contradictory. There was no contradiction. The first statement was, the body is with the South African government. The next statement is, we never held the body, which is true. So all these, there is so much propaganda. And with all this propaganda, how can you trust these people? How can you trust these people? This is why I'm saying it is all about power. It is all about political contestation. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for your participation. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. I end here for now.